Chris, we had mentioned if the Cavs can't trade up to get Cade Cunningham, there are some guys that are still available in this draft who would potentially be there and be a part of the rebuild. It doesn't seem like there's a clear-cut number two. It seems like it's pretty evenly divided between Jalen Green and Evan Mobley. Is that accurate from what you're hearing as well?
Yeah, I guess I would toss Jalen Suggs in there too, although I think he's on the back half of that tier two. Yeah, a lot of people do see it as Cade Cunningham as the best prospect in this year's class, and then the second tier is some combination of Evan Mobley, Jalen Green, Jalen Suggs. Maybe some people consider Scotty Barnes the versatile forward from Florida State. But that's about it. I just think the bottom line is the way that I've written it, Dave, is that the Cavs are in a position at number 3 where there's no wrong answer, right? There's some guys who are probably a better fit for what they currently have on the roster, Evan Mobley being one of those guys. But if it's Jalen Green, he's a great fit because he's an incredible talent. If it's Jalen Suggs, he's a great fit because he's an incredible talent. If it's Mobley, he's a great fit because he's an incredible talent. And like I said, no matter who they get at number 3, that guy is going to come here and be the best and most important of the young players. Of all the guys that the Cavs have assembled over the last 4 years of playing the lottery, there's nobody that has the pure talent level as the group of guys that they're going to be picking from at number 3 here this year.
The other thing is if it is Green, if it is Mobley, that should, in theory, Darius Garland, as the point guard, going to make both of those guys a little bit better too.
And that's the thing. There are a lot of people inside the organization, Dave, that have come to believe over the last year, based on what Darius has been able to do, the rise that he made from his bumpy rookie season to his outstanding sophomore season, that of the young guys that the Cavs currently have on this roster, Darius is the best. Darius is the most promising. Darius is the one that has the most upside. So what can they do? What can they put around him to maximize him? What can he put next to him that is going to bring out the best in him and the best in whoever it is that they draft with the 3rd overall pick? Jalen Green would fit next to Darius Garland. Evan Mobley would fit great next to Darius Garland. Jalen Suggs would be a tough fit because the way that you want to use Darius is similar to the way that teams would want to use Jalen Suggs. You want to take advantage of that innate playmaking ability that Suggs brings to the table. And because of that, there could be a bit of an on-court clash between Suggs and Garland. So for me, at this point in time, I think Suggs would be behind both Green and Mobley, where the Cavs are picking at number 3.
The other thing to keep in mind about Darius Garland, young, only played 5-6 college games before he got injured, came back, and so his second year in the NBA, that ascension, not a surprise because he got bigger and stronger. I mean, he's a young guy.
He really is. He's 21 years old and he's still growing into his body. I had somebody phrase it to me a couple of weeks ago that he's growing into a man's body at this point in time. He's putting on weight and you can see it in his face and you can see it into his shoulders. And he does look like a different kind of player. And I think with that, Dave, comes new confidence for somebody like Darius. No longer is it a question about, can I play at the NBA level? Because I think there were legitimate questions about that for him as a rookie when he was going through some of those struggles. Like, oh my gosh, can my game translate? Can I make it here? Now it's, how good can I be here in the NBA? What's my ceiling here in the NBA? And I think the Cavs are wondering the same thing when it comes to Darius. But the best way to find that out is to surround him with players that they believe are going to allow him to reach that ceiling. And I think the truth is they are having some hard conversations, deep conversations inside that front office about whether Colin Sexton is the guy to put next to Darius that can allow Darius to be his best version of himself. And if that answer is no, then I think they try and find a way to find somebody that can be a better fit with Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro, Jared Allen, some of the other young pieces that they're assembling. But I'll say this when it comes to Colin, to come full circle, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to trade him immediately. They don't have to give him a contract extension immediately. If there's a ticking clock on the Colin Sexton situation, it doesn't expire until next offseason.
Yeah, and sometimes that patience pays off, which is, if you're going to, he's a good player. They made a good pick with him. They now have something that other teams should want. So that's the way you view Colin Sexton.